ep70 for Gaming Dad 101, the show where gamers became dads and are now looking for cheat codes. If you're new to Gaming Dad 101, this show goes live each and every single Wednesday on podcast services everywhere, and as of last week, every Friday on YouTube as well. So you can go ahead and check us out on any podcast service out there. And if you're curious to check out the video, see our ugly mugs, by all means, go check us out over on YouTube as well. Again, subscribe, rate us. You can subscribe by pressing the button over here. If you're watching the YouTube video, you can also go ahead and subscribe on podcast services everywhere. Either way, make sure that you get that communication or when a new episode goes up. That way you know when they are. And, of course, please drop us a rating because that's exactly what gets us more listeners and now new viewers as well. So now that we've gotten all that out of the way, Ricky, how's it going, man?
What's going on?
Yeah, it's been week 2. We've launched the YouTube video.
Yes,
thanks for everybody who's checked it out. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. We are still working on everything. Unfortunately, over the last couple of weeks, everything that could possibly have an update at the very last second has had an update at the very last second, which has made it extremely hard to keep up with everything. We're doing the best we can. We promise we're going to get you a consistent video feed going forward. We're working on it. We're not video people. We're literally learning this as we go. So thank you very much, Ricky, for doing that, because every time you bust your butt and fix it, and then something happens.
I mean, but that's what we're here for, man. Crap happens. We fix it. We keep rolling with the punches. I mean, we've mentioned it a couple times. This is something new that we're trying out. Every single time we're going to be putting a video out, we're slightly going to improve it from the last one, so you're going to constantly see changes until we find something that we're happy with, that we believe it's a lot better quality than our previous stuff, and we just want to continue improving. So again, just bear with us. This is something new for us.
Thank you for joining us on the journey.
Yes, so at least now you get to see the start to finish process, so enjoy.
All right, man. So, anything you've been playing, anything you've been wanting to check out or talk about?
Okay. So, I got to give thanks to one of our listeners, Juan Chavez. He actually reached out through our Facebook group and basically was asking, hey, anybody on PC that can run, the new Far Cry 5 game. Due to some fortunate events, I was able
Due to some fortunate or unfortunate?
No, fortunate events.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right.
I was able to get a brand new graphics card.
Sweet.
I actually finally got it yesterday. So full disclosure, we're recording on Tuesday. So I got my new graphics card on Monday. I set it up. I started, going through all the somewhat of the AAA games that I currently own. So I've tried Witcher 3, I've tried Batman Origins, I've tried, what was another game? Sniper Elite.
Sniper Elite's not AAA, but it is really good.
But it has a lot of graphic mechanics that whenever you're switching around, it brings your quality, your frame rates down. So I tried to play, or at least to upload as many games that were graphically challenging. Mm-hmm. And all of them, I was actually able to be playing them on high or ultra high. So I was very excited. And most of it, everything was playing at least minimally 60 FPS. So I was just so overly excited and just overwhelmed with joy and just happy because I finally started remembering why I built my PC from the very beginning. Due to unfortunate events, my PC has been upgraded slowly, and it's been, for those on a budget, it really has taken me over a year to fully build my computer, to finally get it to the point where I'm actually happy and satisfied with it. But back to Juan Chavez, he reached out. I told him, I did just get a new graphics card. I'm waiting for it to be shipped to my house. And to me, I thought he's just looking for somebody to play with or anything. Next thing I know is he's hitting me up through private chat, letting me know, hey, here's a code for Far Cry 5. So
sweet.
I was completely in shock. And by the prior Far Cry 5 or by the prior Far Cry games that I've played,
Mm-hmm.
it does come with like a friendship code where you can at least play the online version of it,
Yeah.
of the game. But this code is the actual legit story
Like the
mode, like
full
the
thing?
full version of
Oh,
a
wow.
game. So that just completely, just caught me by
That made your
surprise.
day.
Yes. So by the time I was like, no, I gotta try this. By the time I installed the game, it was like almost midnight. I try to play at least the intro part of it. So by the time I was done, it was like close to almost like 1 o'clock in the morning. And like we've mentioned before, we do have a 9 to 5 job, so I had to wake up pretty early in the morning because I got to take the kids and all that.
Nice.
And I mean, Far Cry 5 is running beautifully right now. So Juan, if you have the game and you want to play, just let me know when you're available. When I become available, I'll hit you up. I
I mean,
truly
technically at this point, he should just hit you up and be like, Ricky, get on, and you should be like, that's right, I'm on.
That no, heck yeah. I, I'm at your mercy at this time. No, but no, I truly from the very bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. It's pretty cool that we have the kind of listeners that we have.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to just hey, somebody want to play a game, and just completely giving me a brand new game that just came out. So I'm very happy. I'm very thankful. I honestly I don't have words to express how thankful I am to you right now. So I get to enjoy my potential that I have for my PC, and I'm just very happy overall for it. So thank you.
Sweet, sweet. That's awesome. You gotta let us know what you thought of the game, because I'm not very big on Far Cry. I've really only played one, and I really didn't play it for too long. And honestly, it's because I was playing other games, but I never went back to it.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I want to say it was Far Cry 4. I think is the one that I have. But as you can tell, I can barely remember the name, so it never really like caught my attention. It was never one of those games that I pursued actively. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So let me know what you think about it. I'd really like to check it out. So before we get into the news and before we get into the reasons why we're broke, we have a new Nintendo Direct that is coming out tomorrow. I want to get this ahead of the news. Unfortunately, we don't have much information other than that it's apparently 7 minutes and it's about Pokemon. They just announced it, and I'm bringing it up right now in the beginning of the show because I'm kind of hyped about it, and I kind of wanted to see what predictions you had. I've been complaining about it all day at work because we wanted to see if we could do a stream along with it. Unfortunately, due to the time that the Direct is airing, I will already be in the office.
I
Ricky
will
is going
just be
to
getting to
attempt.
the office.
Oh, you're going to just be getting? I thought, never mind. So
Well,
unfortunately, no, we're not going to be able to do the stream along with it.
yeah, because I'm at the 15-minute interval. It's when my
Oh,
shift starts. So it'll technically be at the 7-minute interval when it's done. So I should kind of have it, but it won't be a pretty video at all.
yeah, right. So we'll just talk about it. We'll most likely
Yeah.
talk about it next week. We'll see if maybe we do something else over on YouTube. We'll let you guys know over on our Facebook group. We're saying so many lyrics right now, and it's like go to different places, but we get something. Now, before we go with the show and we get onto the news, Ricky, tell us the reasons why we're broke this week.
Whew. This week, we're gonna start it off with Dirt Rally 2.0 coming out for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC for February the 6th. We also have Lego Movie 2 video game coming out for the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. So all those Lego fans, be ready for it also on February the 26th.
Dude,
Uh,
I have you watched the movie?
I've
Have
seen
you
the
seen
first.
Lego Movie 2?
I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one.
Dude, like, so my wife is watching us as we record this. She's right over there. And as soon as I mentioned Lego Movie 2, like her eyes just like twitched because there's this particular song. What's the song called? It's something song stuck inside your head, and it's just this loop that keeps going over and over, and it's gonna get stuck inside of your head. And dude, it drives you crazy. Anyway, carry on.
Nice. We also have Dead or Alive 6 coming out for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One on March 1st. And then we have the premiere that's coming to all systems that it can possibly coming out to the PC, Mac, Linux, Switch, PS4, Xbox One on March the 1st. Toe Jam and Oral back in the groove. This game deserves a freaking phenomenal intro, and
so let me guess, you're a fan of Toe Jam and Earl?
No, not really, but just I love the name. To be honest, I've never played a single one of them, but just by the name Toe Jam, I mean, come on. And I know I've seen the trailers. You know, it has a very active music, you know, punk rockery kind of style. So yeah, I kind of felt like it deserved a really good intro for it. So
no, fair enough. All right. Okay, that was. I mean, it was definitely an intro. I liked what you did there. It was certainly interesting. Thank you.
I mean, and also coming out for every single possible system. I mean, PC, Mac, Linux, Switch,
it's
PS4,
a big
and Xbox
nostalgia
One.
game, man. It's one of the it's a classic. Like people like it was all over in the 90s, man. It's a 90s game. It spits 90s at you essentially. Did you see the trailer?
Yes.
That premiered during the Kind of Funny showcase? Because this was one of those that came out during that Kind of Funny showcase. It's freaking hilarious, dude, and it's just 1000% 90s. I freaking love it. All right, so first news article of the day. Today is actually a very heavy Nintendo and Microsoft centric episode. So first news out the gate. Reggie, president and COO of Nintendo America, has officially retired. And first of all, it sucks. All right? It's super sad. We're all used to Reggie. We all love Reggie. He's been awesome. There's people who have issues with him. The hate online is ridiculous in some cases. You know how negativity can be out there. But, dude, the guy was great. He was like, you cannot think Nintendo without thinking Reggie. And now he's gone. And to top it off, the guy taking over, his name is Bowser. All right? Guy's name, and my wife is looking at me weird. Yes, that's right. I'm looking at you now. Yeah. So he's retiring, and Doug Bowser is actually taking over. Reggie's first appearance was, of course, in 2004 during E3, and that's the quote that best like sums up Reggie, and that's why I have it here. His quote was, quote, "My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass and taking names, and we're about making games." That was exactly what he came out to do. That was his introduction.
Really?
The very first thing he said, 2004. So yeah, man, it's interesting. I'm very curious to see where Nintendo's going. There's a lot of stuff, again, with this episode that we're going to be discussing. And I'm sure that it has to do with some of the transition that's happening and some of the handing of the rope, if you will. We did get a statement from Bowser. He said, quote, "It has been a great fortune to work with and be mentored by Reggie for 4 years on Nintendo of America, and rest assured, we will continue to build on his work to evolve and expand our brand, furthering Nintendo's global mission of creating smiles. There are millions more of those to come." So I'm very interested to see what Nintendo has coming. Again, it's a shame to see Reggie go, but with everything that's been going on with Nintendo, it's exciting to see change and see where it's going. We'll see where Reggie's going to have to come back at some point. He's not going to disappear just completely off the map. You know what I mean? Yeah. I really doubt that he's just not going to go anywhere.
I know the video that he put in, you know, that he posted on Twitter. I started watching and I'm like all choking up and everything. I'm like, this fool wants to make me cry. Damn it. Nah, but, you know, Reggie, you will be missed. Thank you. I mean, thank you for everything that you've done so far. I mean, the words can't express either how thankful I am for you as well. I mean, jeez.
Ricky just has no words today.
No, I do not.
Which makes for a great podcast episode.
But hey, at least I can make facial expressions for those on the video, so.
So, moving on to the next story. Moving on to the next story. Not story. Over on the Rockstar blog, apparently there's going to be a new update to Red Dead Redemption, effective today, actually. So some of the updates, they're going to have Fool's Gold, which is a free roam event where players will compete to control an equal parts gaudy and protective suit of golden armor. So it's hideous, but it protects the hell out of you. Essentially, you fight to take down whoever's wearing the armor and claim it for yourself, and of course, keep adding pieces to it. And it's essentially, from what I gather, is whoever's wearing the most pieces is essentially the winner. Fishing challenges, they added some more fishing challenges that are broken out by type. They are going to have 3 new showdown modes where players and teams compete to capture and deliver bags, steal loot from each other, and survive. Up in Smoke, Spoils of War, and Plunder is where they're going to be called. We're going to get more details on those coming up. There's new weapons, new clothing, and emotes. There's going to be bonus XP during this entire week, so if you play Red Dead Redemption, go check it out. And then, of course, PS4 is also going to have early access to the open target races where you compete in an open space to take out the most targets on horseback. And you're also going to get a new weapon called the Jawbone Knife. Will this get you back in Red Dead Online?
I don't even know.
Will this even get you in Red Dead Online?
I don't know. I mean, I've thought about giving this game a chance. I have heard mixed reviews on it because I keep hearing that this is one of those games that you actually got to take your time with and to actually like fully enjoy the game. And it's not one of those type of games that you just cannot rush through it just because you're gonna miss a lot of the fun little details. For example, I know that you said one of the previous episodes, you have that gambling card game where you're playing poker.
Yes.
Now you're again enjoying a fishing tournament. So again, it's just sitting down, relaxing, just enjoying, moments and aspects of the game. So I don't know, man. I'm on the fence if I want to get the game or not, just because I don't know if I can dedicate that much time to it.
But here's the thing: the story's great, and none of these updates are for the story. All of these updates are for the online.
Correct.
The online desperately needed it. And I've tried the online, and of course, the online is still technically in a beta. And I've tried the online, and it's fun, but it's not as engaging as the actual game. Especially when you have 2 points and you're trying to get from this side of the map to this side of the map, and it takes you 10 to 15 minutes on horseback just to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are the biggest issues that I have, but it's nice to see that they're adding stuff. What you can tell with Rockstar is similar to Grand Theft Auto when it first came out, it didn't have much and they kept building upon it. And Grand Theft Auto Online is ridiculous at this point with everything that you can and can't do. I mean, DeLoreans and Hot Wheels and all sorts of things that they've implemented. So with that, I'm sure that this is going to keep growing. I don't know if it's still big enough for me to join in right now, though.
I mean, again, like you said, the prior game from Rockstar, Grand Theft Auto 5, I mean, it started from nothing to what it is now. It is going to probably take, time. It is still in a beta phase. So those are things that we still have to remember. It is not the full internet version, which I'm wondering how long they're going to keep the online version in a beta because it's getting a little long now.
Well, honestly, I think they're probably going to keep it for at least a year. Because then at that point, they have the built-in excuse of, well, we're still building out the world. You know what I mean? And that kind of plays better than, hey, we're done, If you say we're done and it's live, people are going to be like, well, this isn't good enough. But if you keep calling it a beta as you're adding things, it's more like, oh, they're just developing it as we're in it. And it kind of gives that illusion.
Yeah, but knowing the background of what they have done already with GTA 5 and to where they're having to call this a beta. I mean, technically, yes, I understand that there's going to be aspects of it and server testing and making sure that everything, all the stress tests are not going to crash everything down. But at least to me, I would have kind of hoped that it would have been a lot further along than what it is. I mean, it's already been almost 3-4 months since the game has come out.
Yeah, I think it's been roughly about 4 months now.
So and then you're still on a beta phase. Yes, I would have, and not only that, but you also started the online version way after the game as well, like a whole month after the game.
Yeah, but remember, you're living in a world of Fortnite, where Fortnite was in beta or early access for how long? I mean, I think technically it's still early access, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still early access, but you still have Grand Theft Auto. I mean, you have the technology. In other words, that's what I'm trying to get to. And you're not using your technology. I mean,
you did it once, do it again, damn it.
I guess we all had just very high expectations just because of GTA 5. But I'm one of those that are very hopeful that it will get there eventually.
And that's kind of what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for it to get there before I try it again because I was not happy when I tried it the first time, and I don't want to go in, not like it, and then never give it a fair shot once they've added more. So I kind of want to give it a little breathing room, and then once it gets to a point where it seems like it'd be interesting, then possibly jump in and check it out then. So we'll see how it goes. But one of the things that I am super happy to check out, which is also part of the next news article, reported on the PlayStation blog, Dreams is going into early access this spring. So Dreams is that game that, oh my God, Media Molecule. I almost blanked out on their name. Media Molecule has come out with, they're the creators of Little Big Planet, and this is a game where you can create anything. If you haven't looked at the YouTube videos, go check it out. You have different levels. Somebody actually remade PT. I don't know if you remember PT, the Silent Hills trailer that was done by Hideo Kojima, and what's his name from The Walking Dead? Oh my God, Daryl, the one that plays Daryl. Yeah, I forgot what it is. Norman Reedus.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, Norman Reedus is in it. That game got taken down from the PlayStation Store after everything happened with Konami, and somebody recreated it in Dreams, and they've created all sorts of things in Dreams, and it's freaking fantastic and awesome. And I'm both excited to see what you can play in it because of my experiences with Little Big Planet, but the biggest reason why I'm excited about it is actually to get it to my oldest son. So Dreams is going into early access. It's freaking awesome. I'm going to go ahead and read from the PlayStation blog. What is Creator Early Access? Early Access won't have everything that the full version of Dreams will, but we'll get 100% of the Dreams tools that we have used in every day at Media Molecule to make our content, as well as fun, deep, interactive tutorials catering for all skill sets and levels, and Media Molecule crafted arcade games ready to play and remix. If you join us during the beta period and publish your assets, you'll also have your beta creations to return to. Along the way, we'll be adding more features, tutorials, arcade levels, and assets during the early access period as we build towards the full state of launch. So they describe as early access being for creators who want to be part of the Dreams experience from the beginning, people who will create, play other creations, get involved in the social features of Dreams, and give feedback. If you're a creator, this is definitely for you. The Dreamverse needs curators, tastemakers, and testers. This is a great opportunity to carve out your niche. Now, the cool thing about this, and this is the part that still needs a little bit more confirmation, but it's going to be available digitally through the PlayStation Store in spring. There's no set date given out yet, and it's going to be priced at $30 US plus tax, and then $39.99 MSRP for Canada. So it's a very nice price range to get in it. Some of the rumors are that once you purchase it, that license is going to carry over to when the full product comes out, so that you're actually going to be paying less than when it comes out, because apparently it might be more. There's the debate whether that's what's happening or what's going to happen is you get this set of it, and then when the full game comes out, you pay the other half. Either way, I'm super excited. I signed up for it. I hope I get early access to it and I can get it for my son, talk about it on the show. But I've been looking forward to Dreams for a while, mainly to see what it's all about. Have you gotten to see it, Ricky?
No, I've only seen images of it, but I can only imagine what people can create on this game.
Dude, it's so awesome. Apparently, one of the things that they're going to have is, for example, I've always wanted to do voiceover work. Apparently, I would be able to record tracks for other people, for example, so that if I want to do voiceover work, I can do voiceovers for their levels, and they can use that on their levels. And I can do that, like record it and upload it, and they're going to be able to use all those assets. People that do backgrounds, you can get people to do backgrounds for you in your games and things of that nature. So it sounds freaking awesome.
It does. I mean, I can't only imagine what people are going to create out of this. Because and I'm going to use just a perfect example, Minecraft, a game that's so blocky. But if you see what they have built with just blocks, now imagine with the technology that this game is going to bring to you. So the creativity and what they're going to be doing with this, oh my God, it's just going to be phenomenal.
Dude, and if you've ever played Little Big Planet, you can see what people used to do with the tools that were in Little Big Planet.
Exactly.
From my understanding, the tools in Dreams make those look like toys, and that is what excites me about it. Will I be this massive creator who makes awesome stuff? No.
No.
I don't. I probably will not be good at it. Will I enjoy playing the hell out of everybody else's levels? You're damn right I will. And that is what I'm looking forward to. So, Media Molecule, by any chance you're seeing this, please, I would love to check out Dreams. Please grant me early access. I'll pay for it. I don't even want a free copy. I just want to check it out. All right. I want to check it out. I want my kid to check it out. Like I showed my kid this, and his eyes just got like super huge, and I'm just like, yeah, hell yeah, he loves to build, and just like you're talking about with Minecraft, that's like 9 times out of 10, if AJ's on the PlayStation, he's playing Minecraft. 9 times out of 10, if AJ's on the Switch, he's playing Minecraft. 9 times out of 10, if AJ's on a cell phone, he's playing Minecraft. So yeah, you know what I mean? It's the type of thing he likes. So give him creation tools at his age and let his creativity run wild on a kid that already has this ridiculous imagination is going to be freaking awesome. All right, so now we're going to get into rumor territory. So everything from this point forward is a rumor, hasn't been confirmed. It's all just reports, it's all speculation until at some point it hopefully gets confirmed. But rumors reported by French site Jeux Video via Google Translate. The project stated that Project Scarlett family of the next-gen Xbox hardware is allegedly going to be revealed at this year's E3 and is scheduled to launch by the end of 2020. Allegedly, they claim that it consists of 2 platforms, a weaker codenamed Lockhart console and a more powerful codenamed Anaconda console.
Ah!
What? Is this one of your predictions?
Huh?
Is this one of your predictions?
I'm gonna make a prediction on it. Yes.
All right, cool. Hold on, then. Let me finish then. Apparently, they're gonna be announced alongside the next rumor, which ties back into Nintendo. So, with this whole announcement, it appears that Xbox Game Pass, which we talked about, I believe, last week on the episode, is coming to the Switch. But not only is Xbox Game Pass coming to the Switch, it seems that they're bringing over some of their first-party games. Like they're bringing Ori and the Blind Forest. Allegedly, they're bringing Cuphead. It seems that they're looking at bringing Forza Gears and Halo. They're looking at bringing some rare titles. And there's rumors also, to top it all off, in the nice Rumor Sunday that Jeux Video came out with, that apparently Scalebound, which was just canceled last year, is apparently being revived as a Switch exclusive. This is a lot of interesting news. I'm excited. I'm concerned. I don't know what Xbox I don't know what Xbox is doing, but I'm very interested to see. I think it's like the worst year for PlayStation to say they're not going to be anything. I feel like unless PlayStation announces a separate event near E3 or right after or right before where they're going to come out and astonish everybody with some interesting news, if any of these are true, this is going to be an insane year for Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
What, dude? I don't have the words this time.
Do you want me to say my prediction?
Go ahead, Ricky.
Because the way that this thing is heading, if nobody's putting 2 and 2 together, guys, if nobody is putting 2 and 2 together, fools, we are getting a handheld Xbox.
No.
Put it together. Nintendo no longer wants to do a console. You're already putting 5 Xbox title exclusives in the Switch. I mean, might as well putting Game Pass on it. Might as well call this the freaking Nintendo Xbox handheld.
That's a very bold prediction and very out of left field. Do you really think they're doing an Xbox handheld?
I mean, if you're already starting to integrate Xbox somewhat of softwares, applications or whatever you want to call them, into the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo already said, they're not really into making any more consoles. And my last prediction was probably they're not making a dedicated home console. They're just probably going to continue going on a handheld style because obviously, the 3DS was very, very good to them. The Switch, again, is being very good to them. Now you're adding Xbox Game Pass into the to the Switch where you're able to play games and you're going to be able to do achievements through there and carry them over. Now you're also bringing 5 Xbox exclusives to the Switch. They're already sleeping in bed together.
All right.
I'm waiting 9 more months to see what happens.
If for some reason within the next 2 years they announce that there's going to be an Xbox handheld, I will buy you I will treat you to dinner. All right. I would treat you to dinner at a place that you're choosing, because that's insanity, man.
Dude, but think about it though.
I'm thinking about it.
There's a possibility. There is a possibility. If they continue to grow this relationship, there is a possibility that we can see an handheld Xbox system. I mean,
I don't want to be forced to buy an Xbox because Nintendo's on it. I don't want to do that.
But I mean, again, this is just a prediction. This is just a rumor. I'm just having fun with it. I'm thinking about it. Dude, but just think how awesome if they integrate the technology that Microsoft has been able to develop. I mean, they can develop phones, they can develop tablets, they can develop a freaking computer. Why not a handheld? Why wait so long to make a handheld? Nintendo has already done it. PlayStation has tried it with the Vita.
Yeah, but PlayStation failed.
Again, I said PlayStation tried it with the Vita. Word of selections, listen to me, buddy.
I'm listening, but my point is PlayStation failed, and I kind of feel like Xbox would be afraid to try that. For some reason, I feel that it would just be more beneficial for Xbox to include their titles on even more platforms, even if they're not the ones doing it.
But just take the Xbox technology with the knowledge that Nintendo already has, something that is right now being successful, because you can't deny the Nintendo Switch is being...
Oh, no, it's extremely successful.
It's exactly. So merge 2 of them together, make one beautiful handheld system.
One beautiful handheld baby. Nice. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. I would go crazy if that actually does happen, dude.
Dude, I think everybody would go crazy if that actually happens. Do you realize what that means? And and not just that, do you realize what that means in the relationship between Xbox and PlayStation, and what that'll do to the next console generation if that's where they're headed for some reason?
You know what I'll do if that actually happens?
What?
I will compile a video. I have limited knowledge on video editing, but I will compile a video of everybody's reaction of the world announcement of the Xbox handheld.
You heard it here first.
Damn right. Oh my God.
Gaming Data 101, where we make ridiculous predictions. Oh man. And then, of course, we also did hear yet another rumor where it seems that Google is going to be revealing their Project Yeti at the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco on March 19th. They're going to be apparently presenting both the game streaming technology, but also the hardware to go with it. So, this is the other piece. You're predicting Xbox and Nintendo combined to do an Xbox handheld. And then we have yet another console entering the console space for strictly streaming. A little bit of an oversaturated market.
I mean,
is there room for another one? Is realistically, you look at the way Xbox and PlayStation are handling the market right now. You see that Nintendo has been in the market in the way that they're driving. Do we even have room for a different one? Do we have room for Google to come out? We talked about this when the rumors of this first started. I just don't see why anybody would buy yet another box unless you're telling me that the price of this box is relatively cheap. Based on everything we've heard, their streaming project has worked on, people have been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I believe it was Odyssey, the one that they were doing, or was it Origins?
It's one of them. I can't remember.
I can't remember which one was part of the streaming project, but people have been playing it on laptops that really shouldn't be able to play that sort of game. So if they're able to come out with a piece of hardware that's relatively cheap, and I'm talking about $100 to $150, maybe I think that it would have some leeway. But if you're looking at another box to pay another $200 for games that you can already play on your PlayStation or Xbox that you're already familiar with, you already like, I don't see this being anything else other than a box for the casual gamer that isn't the hardcore, that isn't, a fanboy of one of the big branches. And I just don't see it having that big of a market space. I kind of see it one of those things that will come in, people will be interested in, and then just kind of disappear after a little bit.
I can see that as well. But now we also have to think about, again, going back to Nintendo already announcing that they don't no longer want to make a console. They're no longer interested in those kind of terms. So you can potentially already see Nintendo fading away in, from
Say
that.
that.
Well,
First
no,
Reggie, now
well,
Nintendo.
well, I mean, heck, we have Bowser. What do you expect? He's giving everything away. He's destroying the kingdom. But sorry, everybody. The memes are gonna come out. I'm not gonna be the only I'm not gonna be the only one making those kind of jokes.
Oh no,
So.
there's memes everywhere. I was gonna
Exactly.
make one, but then I decided against it. I mean,
No, but
it's too
again,
easy not to.
exactly. No, but again, we are already hearing those kind of rumors, so we don't know exactly what the future holds for Nintendo. So that can possibly be something that it's no longer gonna take away from this Yeti project. On top of that, we already saw the not the downfall, but the end of an era for the Steam Box. Steam Box
Yep.
are no longer going to be made. So again, that one streaming device that was out there, it's no longer there. So already there's things that are opening up for this potential
For this box to be there.
Exactly, to be something. If they execute it correctly, it could be something really good. Especially if you're gonna be, let's say if I want to go over to your place and I want to play one of my PC games that you don't physically have. If this is a box that I can potentially go over to your house, plug it up, and be able to play the games that I have in my house, play it in your place and just stream it. And as long as it has all of the right, how do you call those, input lags and all that to a very minimum, we can have a really good experience. Now,
True.
Don't forget, this is also not the only box that's been talked about as another console. I know that we're already starting to hear Madbox already coming out, or Madbox, I can't remember which one. Talking about making its own console. So we are kind of starting to see a generation kind of fade away. We have PlayStation that no longer wants to do, or not no longer, but they're deciding to skip E3. So we're already seeing the big dogs, the old daddies, whatever you want to call it, the old Avengers.
But I don't know, man. E3 is an entirely different beast altogether. And the fact that PlayStation's not going to be there with all these news and all these rumors, I don't know. It's concerning to me a little bit.
Again, the doors are just opening wide open for this new technology to come in. It's being asked to come in. And unfortunately, the big companies are allowing this to happen. Pretty soon, if they don't keep a check on things, they might see some strong competition as a possibility.
And this is all just rumors, but I can't wait to see what this year brings. Like between what's happening from here till E3, it's going to be a very interesting turn of events. Again, we don't know too much about 2019 from a games aspect. We have a few games here and there that we know are coming. We have a few that we're speculating are coming toward the end of the year, but we don't have kind of a set schedule. I feel that to a very big extent, 2019 has been a year where there's not necessarily anything to massively look forward to, not like the previous years, at least that has been announced yet. So it's going to be an interesting turn to see everything that comes out near E3. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll check it out when that gets there. And basically, those rumors is what covers the news for this week. Actually, it wasn't necessarily there was a lot of information, but a lot of it tied together, and a lot of it with Nintendo and Microsoft. So we'll see what comes out of that. I'm sure we're going to hear more, as I mentioned. It's just around the corner where GDC's coming. We're going to learn about Google. We'll see what happens. We'll see what comes out, what turns out to be true and what turns out to be false, which is freaking awesome. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Now, Before we get into the last section of the show, we actually have a parenting topic of today. This is more of a warning. This was provided by one of our listeners, Garrett Schneider. He posted it over on our Facebook group. We kind of wanted to talk about it just a little bit. Don't want to get too into it, but allegedly a mom found videos on YouTube Kids, the YouTube app that's meant for kids, that were giving kids instructions on suicide. So because we're parents on this show and because we do touch on parenting topics, we had to kind of bring this up. Make sure that you're checking your YouTube app. Don't just assume that because it's an app for children that it's going to be safe all the time. As I was telling my wife earlier today, this isn't the first time something like this happens. I believe this is the first time that it involves suicide. But about 2 years ago, somebody hacked a whole mess of the kids' accounts, and it would start playing off as a children's video, and halfway through the video, it would switch to pornography. And this went on for about 2 or 3 days, where people would just keep uploading videos that were children's videos, and halfway through would just be pure pornography. Not even like nothing discreet. Put it that way, extremely graphic. So it goes without saying, please keep an eye on what your kids are doing and keep an eye on what YouTube's doing. Clearly, even though YouTube is,
they're not going to be able to catch everything.
Doing exactly. I would like to say they're doing everything they can, but like you said, they're not going to catch it. I mean, it's a user interface app. People can upload whatever they upload whenever they upload it. It's going to take somebody to watch it to catch it. And I don't know what the statistic is on YouTube as of now, but I know that years ago, there's years worth of data that gets uploaded to YouTube within like a week. So to catch everything is going to be nearly impossible. And that unfortunately falls on the responsibility of the parent or the guardian. So one of those that definitely want to bring it out, especially since it's come out so public and it seems to be that many. Yep. Definitely keep an eye on those. So thank you, Garrett, for sharing that over in our Facebook group. I know that Ricky gave the warning to You want to tell the story? Because
so during the moments that we were recording, my youngest daughter, that's 2 years old, came up, started crying and everything. So I kind of stepped out to to go help and see exactly what was going on. And one of the things that my daughter asked for was my cell phone. And as soon as I unlocked my cell phone, for her to play with, just to calm her down and everything, so we can continue on with business as usual. The first thing that she ended up opening was the YouTube for Kid app. Again, she's 2 years old. She knows exactly how to navigate it. Yes, she doesn't have the mentality to 100% understand what's going on the videos. But again, it is something that she is opening, and she knows how to work it, and she knows how to navigate through. Along with my oldest daughter that's 5 years old, that sometimes I just, me and my wife give our cell phones to her for her to just go in her room and just watch, YouTube for Kids, because that is an actual app that I have. And she can sometimes be there for a couple hours, by herself. And again, we don't know exactly what she's watching. Sometimes we do hear random things. So like, hey, what are you watching? We do check up on her.
Yeah.
But again, it is our responsibility to continue watching exactly what's going on. So while my youngest daughter asked for my cell phone, I kind of gave her the phone. I saw she opened the YouTube app, and it clicked on my head that this was on our docket, and I was like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, babe, after the show I gotta talk to you, but apparently there's videos about suicide and kids on YouTube for Kids. She's like, what? Don't tell me that. I will stop this right away. Perfect voice. She'll probably slap me in the back of the head, after she hears and sees the video. But
especially since you told her to listen to the episode to get the full story.
Yes, it's like, hey, listen to the episode. I am trying to get listeners in. It is a business at the end.
I'm trying to get listeners left and right. You're my own wife. You want to talk to me? You listen to the episode.
That's right.
Nice.
You want to stay current to what's going on out there in the gaming community and the YouTube community, especially since we now enter the YouTube community as well. These are things that are relevant to what we need to speak about, and just giving that information over to her. I kind of also told her to just go to the internet and find it on news. But no, probably after that, I'll probably sit down with her and me and her are going to have a conversation, honestly, because my daughter does use it fairly often and a lot. So it's gonna be a conversation that me and my wife are gonna have to sit down about and talk about, see exactly what we want to do about that moving forward. But yes, again, just be mindful of what your kids are watching. Pay attention. You never know what's out there, and that goes with everything, with videos or playing online with friends or whatever. Again, you never know who you're speaking with on online game. Again, it goes to everything that our kids do, and us as parents just have to keep a better eye and protect our kids as much as we can.
Yep. All right. Now, before we end the show, we're going to go to a section that's called the Parenting Cheat Code of the Week. If you're brand new to this, if you're brand new to the show, if you're brand new to the show, it's an episode. It's a section where we give you a cheat code. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. Sorry. Where we give you a cheat code. This week's cheat code comes from one of our listeners, James Kindlesberger, provided us with another cheat code called Swallow Your Pride.
Damn right.
Be okay with playing a game through easy mode. Most dads don't have the time they did when they were younger, which makes me feel super old, but it's so freaking accurate. To go through the grind and have that satisfying feeling of accomplishment. But that's okay. I get those satisfying feelings of accomplishment for potty training my toddler now. So I feel like I've leveled up. So thank you, James, for that cheat code. Yeah, definitely. Not even going to lie. Every now and then I do the same thing depending on the game. And it's one of those where to top it off, don't only swallow your pride in terms of picking an easier game mode to get through the story. Also realize you're not going to finish everything. There's so many games out there. There's so little time. And if you are a gaming dad, you have even less time. You're not going to finish every single game. Or if you're going to finish every game you play, be prepared to not play every game that comes out. It's going to have to be a balance. You're going to have to pick the ones that stand out the most and finish those and go after those. But I can't tell you how big my backlog is because it's very embarrassing. I'm not even going to pretend.
Hopefully I'll get to somewhat catch up, but no, heck, that's something that I do almost with every single game that with almost every single game that I've been playing. Most of them say, do you want to go to easy mode because, to have a more enjoyable story than a challenge. And at this point, I'm to the point where I just want to enjoy the story. I want to just play through it. I want to see what the mechanics are like. I'm not gonna be able to dedicate 400 hours to a game. I'm no longer. I gotta be realistic. I really can't. But until my kids probably grow up and get out of my house, then probably, and my wife lets me be in a stay at home person, then maybe at that point. But yeah, no, not at this time.
Sadly. All right. Well, before we go for the episode, Ricky, is there anything you would like to recommend anybody to check out?
I recently also picked up Minecraft, and I've been. It's the first time I ever played Minecraft. I'm still lost, but I am building stuff.
Fair.
Again, there's stuff that there's no actual look to it.
That's fine. This is what we're gonna do, Ricky. Just come over one weekend. You'll sit with AJ, and AJ will teach you absolutely everything you need to know about Minecraft.
I've actually been watching YouTube videos too. So,
yeah, no. Let AJ teach you. He already watched every YouTube video out there.
Let's do it.
So, all right. Well, guys, thank you for joining us on this episode of Gaming Dad 101. Remember that Gaming Dad goes live each and every single Wednesday on podcast services everywhere and each and every Friday on YouTube as a video. Make sure to go ahead and rate and subscribe to us on all services for everything, both podcast and YouTube, because, yes, we love it. Go ahead and check us out over at our website at geekendcast.com. Follow our Twitter at GeekEndCast. If you haven't checked it out, go check out our other show, also Control C. I can't remember if it's next week or the week after. We have an episode guest starring yours truly, Ricky, here. He's going to join us on a few episodes. So that episode, I believe, is in 2 weeks. We'll give you guys updated the week that it does air. But go check that out. You can follow Ricky at Picky Gamer Dad. You can see that under his name if you're watching the YouTube video. You can follow me at ViskZen. You can see that under me if you're watching the YouTube video. And again, follow us for any news on new shows and everything at GeekEnd Cast on Twitter. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Luego.